So today we went ume picking. Oops, I dropped it. Ume picking, if you can see it. And so we are going to be making some other things this year, because if you haven't checked out the other video I made before of making umeshu, ume vinegar, and ume syrup, that link is above or in the description. But today I wanted to try something different because I have a stockpile of things like this, right? My umeshu, this one is my 2020 version. Might be hard to see right here, but it says May 2020. And as you can see, all the umes are still in there. And so I'm gonna make a jam out of that. And I'm also going to try making ume miso with the new jam that I have, the new umes that I have. So let's try something new and I hope it turns out.
First, let's prepare this pot, the size that you want to cook it in, and then fish out with a very clean spoon all those umeshu umes and fill this pot as much as you want to make the jams. I know there's seeds in there, so it's not going to be exactly the same volume once we cut up all the umes, but we just want to put it in the pot and get that ready. This is how much I want to do. I had a scale underneath, but you can skip that step because we will weigh it after. So for every single one, we're gonna have to do this kind of tedious exercise of popping out the seed, and we'll also chop up the flesh that we get off so that they're not super huge chunks, but I may get lazy because this is already feeling like a lot of work. But we want to chop that into bits. We want to separate the seed from the rest of all of the edible fruit. So let's keep doing that, and I will meet you after that once I get that taken care of. But I'm also going to suck on one of these seeds as I go because it's kind of a nice little boozy seed that you can suck on, and there's some health properties there too. Took me a while, but I'm finally done. Look at this. Look at all the seeds over here. My hands hurt. There.
And as for all these, it pains me to throw away all the seeds because I do like sucking on the umeboshi seeds until the end, getting every last bit. That's a lot of umeshu plum seeds that I would be sucking, and that seems rather a lot. So I'm going to let it go, and they're going in the trash.
Back to the jam making though. Okay, we're going to zero out the scale. This time this is important because you want to see how much ume you have versus the sugar that you're going to put in, because it is going to be a ratio of whatever ume you have and then half that amount in sugar. And of course you can adjust if you don't like your jam super sweet, but I would recommend maybe the first time seeing what this tastes like, and then next time maybe adjusting to however you would like. But we're going to get all these in there. I probably could have found an easier way to get these all in here, but as you saw, I chopped up a lot. So this pot is going to be full of these delicious umeshu plums. Let's stuff that in there. Now let's check that scale, and you can't see it, I guess. It is close to 700, 696, and so I'm just going to estimate 700, and we're going to cover it with water. We'll boil that for a few minutes, and then we'll add the sugar. But for now, let's make sure it's kind of soaked in water, and we'll boil it for 5 minutes. That'll soften the ume. It's been 5 minutes and you've been mixed around. You can tell that there's more liquid that has come out. So we are going to drain this and then add a 1/4 cup of the plum wine that you have. Mix that in there, and then let's get that sugar ready. You remember, if you want half the weight. So I am doing half the weight, which is about 350 grams of sugar. And then I'm also going to add a little bit extra of water, about a 1/4 cup. So I'm doing a total of about a 1/2 cup of liquid between the plum wine and the water. And then let's just mix everything together and turn that heat back on so that we can cook this some more for about 10 more minutes.
Here it is after 10 minutes and it is looking great. I'm gonna let it sit, cool down, and then we'll come check it again. Here's the final on the 2 jam cans I made. So the bummer is that it got a little burnt on the bottom, so I'm trying to salvage as much as I can without getting all the burning pieces. But as you can see from the top of this one has a little bit of the burning, but I did taste it and it was totally edible. So this is the burning part, but I'm just gonna give it a try. That part's quite burning, but it's still good. It's still good. I think I'm just not gonna eat it because it's probably not good for me to eat burny stuff, but it's still quite tasty. It wasn't what I ideally wanted to do, but this one is a lot better. It's more of the pure, clean stuff, and it is really good. It is really good. So it was worth, I guess, all the hard work that I put into it. I still have a whole bunch of my 2021 Umeshu umes that I need to do something with. It was a lot of work. I'm going to be honest, like my hands were in a claw mode after I was cutting up all that. So learn from me, be careful. Although I did forget to boil it first. You can boil it first and then maybe it's so soft that it's really not that big of a deal. Maybe the seeds just pop off, but maybe I'll try that for next round and let you know how that goes. But the end result was quite delicious, quite delicious. So it's worth giving a try and see for you if it's worth the effort. Until next time, matane.